Yo, hello there, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back my fellow pixelators, and welcome back to another Minecraft pixel tutorial build on Team 7's Eyes. As you know, in the last part, we completed all of Sakura, as you can see down below here, which means we're now going to be moving on to Sasuke, which hopefully we should be able to complete Sasuke all today in one video, as it is a shorter build, but we'll see. So without further ado, let's get in today's blocks, which will be a list on the screen, and today's blocks we're going to be using are our black concrete powder, our grey concrete, white terracotta, bone block, white concrete, snow, red concrete, purple terracotta, light blue terracotta, our purple pillar, and our magenta concrete powder. Again, there will be lists on the screen, so you can pause the video anytime to grab all of those blocks. Once you have grabbed all of those blocks, for today's colours that we're going to start with, we're going to do the same as Sakura. So we're going to start with the hair, which means we're going to need our black concrete powder and our grey concrete. So starting with our black concrete powder, we're going to fly all the way over to the left, just like Sakura, and as you can see, we got this one big line going up here, and to the left right here is going to be all hair, and literally just all inside here is going to be black concrete powder. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the very left of the build, and we're just going to go all the way up with our black concrete powder, just to cap off the marking out for the edge lines. So just going all the way up here. And there we go. So as you can see, we're just marking out the edge right there, and then we're just going to fill a bit at the bottom as well. If you want to pause the video and fill it all in now, you can do that, but you might as well just leave it to the end, where I'll be showing everything. But if you do want to do that now, you can do that. So I'm just going to fill a bit at the bottom, just so we mark it out, so you know what goes where. And there you go. So as you can see, black concrete powder is going to go all inside that section right there. So once we have done this, we're going to move on to the next section. So we're going to fly up to this hair section right here, as you can see, that's going down into the eye. And once again, black concrete powder, just going to go all inside here. So we're just going to mark a bit at the bottom. And there we go. So there you go, as you can see, black concrete powder all inside there again. Now then, moving on to the right to the next hair strip. As you can see, going down through the eyebrow right here, all inside here is also going to be all black concrete powder as well. So we're just going to fill black concrete powder inside here at the bottom. And there we go. As you can see, black concrete powder is going all inside there. Once we have done that, we're then going to move over to the next hair strip. So then into this big area right here, and finally we are going to be using another shaded area for this area. So we're going to be taking out our grey concrete, and with our grey concrete, we're going to fly all the way kind of down towards the bottom of the build. So all the way down into this area right here, and for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to fly to the very bottom right corner of the build. So to this point right here, this black concrete right here, as you can see, and we're going to actually be taking out our black concrete powder. And we're just going to place two going up from this bottom right corner right here. So 1 and 2, just like so. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once you place that 2 black concrete powder going up, take out your grey concrete, and we're going to place 3 on top of the black concrete powder. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that. Once you place that 3 grey concrete on top, do an up left diagonal, just like so. Once you've done this, place another 3 on top of here, so 1, 2, and 3, and there we go. Once we've done this, do another up left diagonal. This time place 2 on top, so 1 and 2, just like so. Then do another up left diagonal, and place another 2 on top, so 1 and 2, just like so. And there you go. Once you place this 2 on top right here, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here, just like so. And then we get to place another 2 on top of here. So 1 and 2. And there we go. Once done this, do another up left diagonal. And place another 2 on top. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once we've done this, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here. And this time we're going to place 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. Once you place 3 on top, do another up left diagonal. And this time we're going to place 1 on top. Just like so. And there we go. Once we've done this, do another up left diagonal. This time place 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and there we go. Once you've done this, do another up left diagonal, and this time place 3 on top, So 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Once you place 3 on top, do another up left diagonal, and place 1 on top, just like so, and then do another up left diagonal, and then place another 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Once you place 3 on top, do another up left diagonal, and this time place 1 on top, just like so, and then we're going to do another up left diagonal, and this time place 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and there we go. Should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, we're then going to do another up left diagonal, then we get to place another 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and there you go. And then finally but not least, once you've done this, do another up left diagonal, and place another 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and there you go. As you can see, we should connect to the black concrete just like so. So now we've got a bit of a kind of a confusing part, not so much confusing, a bit of an annoying part. And essentially what's going to happen is black concrete powder is going to be shaded on the left hand side of the grey concrete. But we have a bit of a problem here, because essentially, if I just show you right here, so we start from the top, if I place black concrete powder to the left, as you can see it just falls to the ground just like so. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill a bit at the bottom, and I'm going to recommend something here that you should do when you go to shade in this area. So when you actually fill it all in is what I mean. And what I want you to do is, once you basically move over to this area to shade it in, I want you not to do the grey concrete first. Make sure you fill in the black concrete powder all first. Because the reason for that being is, if you fill your grey concrete first, you might not pay attention and space out, and you might accidentally place it over to the left, like just like so right there, and that one grey concrete is not meant to be there. And then you're going to see and notice, oh wait a minute, that looks a bit weird, and you're going to realise that you went wrong. That means you have to come back to the video and find where you went wrong, and you just don't want to do that. So this is why I recommend to fill your black concrete powder first. So that means if you do spill over in the grey concrete side by accident, so if I was just filling here at the bottom, and I just went over to the right a bit too much, like so, I'm going to realise that, oh, that's wrong, because my grey concrete line's there, so I don't have to come back to the video and find where I went wrong and just destroy it, and there you go, now I'm back to being right. So that's why fill your black concrete powder first, because it means you don't have to come back to the video, and it means you make less mistakes. So do fill your black concrete powder first, because you are going to make mistakes if you fill in your grey concrete first. But there we go. If you want to pause the video and fill in all of your black concrete powder now, you can do that. That does make it easier, but I'm going to leave it here just for time reasons, so I can actually move on to the other parts, and then again, you see everything filled in at the end. But again, if you want to pause the video, you can do that. But moving on to the next area now, over to the right, and to this strip of hair right here, as you can see. Once again, we got a bit of black concrete powder in this area with our grey concrete. So taking out our grey concrete again, we're going to fly all the way down to the bottom. And to the bottom right hand side, we got this 3 right here. So as you can see, this 3 right here, we're going to fly all the way to that 3. And actually, once again, we're going to take out our black concrete powder first. And we're just going to place 1 black concrete powder on top of this 3. And there you go. Once you've done that right there, take out your grey concrete. And then with our grey concrete, we're going to place 7 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And there you go. Once you place 7 on top, do an up left diagonal. And from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 5 on top of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. Once we've done this, do another up left diagonal. Just like so. And then once you've done this, we're going to place 5 on top of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. Once you place this 5 on top right here, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here. Just like so. And this time we're going to place another 5 on top of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. Once we've done this, we're then going to do another up left diagonal. And from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 4 on top of here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then once we've done this, we're going to do another up left diagonal. Just like so. And this time we're going to place 3 on top. So 1, 2, and 3. And then finally but not least, once you place 3 on top, do another up left diagonal from here. And there we go. So as you can see right here, grey concrete is going to go all to the right here, which means our black concrete powder is going to go to the left. Now we actually can mark this out. We're probably just going to fill it all in because it's actually a nice like skinny area, so it doesn't matter too much, and we can actually do this. Much it is a bit more time consuming, we might as well just get it done. So again, you just want to fill your black concrete powder first, like I'm doing right here. Obviously, the other area though is a lot bigger and thicker than this area, but yes, do make sure you always fill in your black concrete powder first in those areas. And there you go. So as you can see, basically that side should look exactly like that, but just a bit thicker and bigger. But there we go. As you can see, black concrete powder is all to the left inside there, and now grey concrete is just going to go in the rest in this area. Once we have done this, we're going to move over to the next hair strip now. So flying over to the right over here. Once again, we've got a tiny bit of shading to do in this area. So for the areas that we're going to shade, we're going to fly kind of over to the eyebrow on the left hand side right here. So as you can see, this is the eyebrow, this black concrete thick line right here, and we want to fly kind of to the right of the eyebrow, but to the left of the build here. So basically not that one, flying to the left here to this side of it. And for the area that we're going to be going off in this area right here, we want to be flying to this 2 that's floating up right here from the eyebrow. So the actual first part of the hair strip that's going up right here, this 2 right here as you can see. And with our grey concrete, we're going to fly to the top of this too. So to this one right here. And we're going to place 1 grey concrete going to the right from here. Just like so. So we should be looking like that right there. That wasn't the best to explain that area to where we're starting off. But as you can see, that is the area we're starting off right there. So flying back to that grey concrete. Once you place this 1 to the right, do an upright diagonal from here. From this upright diagonal, do a bottom right diagonal. And from this bottom right diagonal, place 1 underneath, just like so. And do another bottom right diagonal. And then from this bottom right diagonal, place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. And there you go. So nice and easy this area. All grey concrete is going to go on the right hand side. And taking out our black concrete powder, it's going to go all to the left hand side here. And we might as well fill it all in. And there you go. So once again, as you can see, grey concrete is going all to the right. Then onto our final section of our hair, which is nice and easy, to this big strip of hair right here. This is going to be all grey concrete inside here. So once again, I'm just going to fly to the very right hand side, and we're just going to basically cap off the end line. Oh, flowing a bit down too much there. There we go. So we're just going to cap this off all the way going up, so we mark out the edges. And there we go. Then flying all the way to the bottom, just to fill a bit in the bottom to mark out the area, so we know grey concrete is going here. Once again, if you want to pause the video and fill in any of these areas, you can do that. Or if you just want to wait to the end, you can also do that as well. We'll just do this as the last line, and there we go. So again, nice and easy, grey concrete all inside here. Once we've done this, we're going to move over onto the eyes now. So again, it's probably not going to be too long, but I say that the hair actually took quite a while because of that black concrete powder, but onto the left eye we're going to start with, and we're going to make things nice and easy for the eye. So first thing first, what we're going to do is we're just going to do the center of the eye first, like so, the actual eyeball, which usually we actually start with doing kind of the outside of the eye, but we're going to do the center of the eye first for this eye as it is a lot easier. And just taking out your red concrete. Red concrete is literally going to go in every single gap here. So this gap, that gap, that gap, that gap, and literally just every gap is going to be red concrete. So we're just going to fill all of this in because why not? So it's down with this small gap, and a bunch of these gaps as well. Let's say a bunch of these gaps. I mean, pretty much just, well, not pretty much, literally just every gap is filled in inside the center eye of red concrete. But here we go. Make sure you don't go up there though, because that's not part of the eye right there, as you can see. And I believe that's everything filled in. And there we go, there's everything filled in. Which I'm actually really proud of this eye, because to get eyes, like especially Ultra eyes in Minecraft, to fine detail, they're extremely hard, especially in pixel art, because you can't really do curves and bends. So in order to do a good detailed eye, we need as much as bigger space as possible. And to be honest, much as it's not like the best of eyes, I still think it looks great, because honestly, it's so hard to get that many pixels to actually look good in such an even small area, because this is a very small area. Even though it's pretty big still, It's very small to try and get an eye with that much detail in it to look as good as this, but I am very happy with this design. But with all of that being said, we're going to start to shade the outside of the eye, but before we do that, we need to mark out a little area just to cap it off. So we're going to fly kind of over to here, so we're going to cap off basically the eye with our skin tone, and we're going to take out our white terracotta for that, and we're going to fly to those 3 up left diagonals right there. So not the bottom 3, the top 3 here. So we've got one line and the second line. We're flying to the second top line right here. And we're going to fly to the very first of these 3 up left diagonals. So essentially 3 bottom right diagonals right here. We're flying to the very third one at the bottom. And with our white terracotta, we're going to place 1 going underneath, just like so. Once you've done that, do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. That's that done right there. So once we had done that, we're then going to take out our white concrete and mark out the outer line first of the eye. So to make it as easy as possible for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to go underneath the bottom of this hair strip of the 2 black concrete sticking underneath right here. So this hair strip that goes into the eye, we're going to fly to the bottom of that 2 right there with our white concrete. So flying to the bottom right here. Once you have flown to the bottom of this 2 with our white concrete, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And there we go. Should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, we're then going to place 1 going underneath. Just like so. Once you place your 1 underneath, we're then going to do 7 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And there you go. On the 7th bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 1 to the right. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal, just like so. And then we're going to place 10 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And there you go. Once you place 10 to the right, do an upright diagonal, just like so. And from this upright diagonal, we're then going to place 4 to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there we go. Once you place 4 to the right, do another upright diagonal. This time place 2 to the right. So 1 and 2, just like so. And from this 2 that you place to the right, do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. From that second upright diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top of here. And there you go. Once you place 1 on top, we're then going to do an up left diagonal. And then we're going to place 1 on top of here. Just like so. So it should be looking like that right there. Once you've done that, do 2 up left diagonals. So 1 and 2. From the second up left diagonal, place 1 on top just like so. And then from this one you place on top right here, we're going to do 3 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. From this third up left diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top of here, just like so. From this one you place on top, we're then going to do 5 up left diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like so right there. From that 5th up left diagonal, place 1 going to the left from here, just like so. Once you place this 1 to the left, do another up left diagonal, just like so. From this up left diagonal, we're going to place 6 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6, just like so. Once you place 6 to the left, do a bottom left diagonal, then place 1 to the left, just like so. Once you place that 1 to the left, we're going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there we go. From that second bottom left diagonal, place 3 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And then finally but not least, from that third one you place to the left, do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. There's everything done right there. So what we got to do now is just take out our snow, and snow's going to go all in the center of the eye. So white concrete is going on all the outside, so all to the left, all above, all to the right, and all underneath, and snow's going to go all in the center. So we're just going to mark snow underneath and to the right and left of every area, as it is in the center. And we are almost at the top now. Oh, well, we're failing to place blocks, but there we go. So we're now at the top. So again, as you can see, snow's going all inside the center. white concrete is going all alongside the outside. So then moving on to the next side, so we're going to move on to the Rinnegan eye, which hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but whatever. Moving on to the Rinnegan eye though, for the area that we're going to start off with, this area, we're actually going to take out our purple terracotta, and we're going to start with a nice, small, tiny area, literally tiny, and we're going to fly all the way to the bottom left corner of the eye, literally the bottom left corner right here, as you can see. So in between there's two going up and there's two going horizontally right here. In that bottom left corner, with our purple terracotta, we're going to place one in the bottom left corner, and then we're going to place one on top, and there we go. Once you've done that, we're going to take out our light blue terracotta, and we're just going to fill all to the right inside this free gap. And there you go. That's that area marked out right there. And also, once you have marked out that free as well, just one other thing, just make sure you mark that bottom right corner as well, gap there, with our light blue terracotta as well. And there you go. So once we have done this, we're actually going to mark out our light blue terracotta. Now this is going to be a bit weird, as we do have a lot of black concrete basically lines, you know, trying to cap off other areas, but it's kind of all part of one eye, but you understand what I mean. But for the area that we're going to start out with, to try and make it be easy as possible, we're going to fly to the top of the build, and once you have flown to the top of the build, there's actually one thing that I noticed that we need to do and actually kind of fix. And it's not like a major problem, it's just that we need to fill in a gap with our black concrete that I forgot to do. And once you have flown to the top, we're just going to replace our black concrete powder with our black concrete, or to whatever block, which I'm just going to use the tool here that you can quickly grab with. And there we go. So once you have taken out your black concrete, we actually got to fill in a little area to kind of fix up. And for that area we're going to fly to, as you can kind of see, the eye line right here. So this is the last top eye line. Basically flying to the right of there, we got that one black concrete going underneath right here. We're going to fly to that one black concrete that's going underneath right here. And once you've flown to it, with our black concrete, we're just going to basically place two to the right, one and two, and then we're going to place one underneath. And there you go. There's that part done right there. So essentially we're just fixing up that area, because that's not meant to actually be not filled in, that gap. But there we go. So as you can see, it is now filled in, which is now to its correct point, or correct looking thing it should be. And there you go. So as you can see, that is everything now filled in correctly. But once we have filled in that black concrete right there, we're going to take out our light blue terracotta, and we're actually going to fly back over to that area, and we're going to start from that area. So as you can see, we got kind of like a thick area of our black concrete right here. We want to fly to the very right hand side and to the underneath of kind of this two line that goes up right here. So we want to fly to the underneath part, which is this part right here, as you can see. And with our light blue terracotta, we just want to place one going to the right from here, just like so. And there you go. Once you've done that, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, just like so. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, place two to the right. So one and two, just like so. And there we go. Once you place two to the right, do two bottom right diagonals from here. So one and two. And as you can see, it should be looking like that right there. And then second bottom right diagonal, place one going underneath. And there we go. Once you place this one underneath right here, do another bottom right diagonal. And this time we're going to place 6 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, just like so. And once you place 6 underneath, do a bottom left diagonal. When it's bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath, just like so. And when it's 1 you place underneath, we're going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there we go. So this is where I'm going to start explaining things a bit kind of weirder. So then, once you've done the second bottom left diagonal right here, we're now going to place 1 light blue terracotta underneath. Then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. Then when it's bottom left diagonal, we're going to do an up left diagonal, just like so. And there we go. Once we've done this, we're going to do 3 bottom left diagonals from this up left diagonal. So 1, 2 and 3. And there we go. Once you've done that, then with our light blue terracotta, we're just going to place all the way to the left until we hit the black concrete. Just like so. And as you can see, we should hit this one black concrete going underneath right here. And if you do, we're going to fly into the left by 1 to this black concrete. And then once again with our light blue terracotta, we're just going to go all the way to the left until we hit the black concrete. And there we go. We should hit that black concrete right there. And once we've done that, we're then going to do a left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once we've done this up left diagonal, fly into the left by 1 to this black concrete right here. And we're then going to place 1 light blue terracotta going to the left from here, just like so. Once you place this one to the left, do an up left diagonal. From this up left diagonal, place one to the left, and then do two up left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, and there you go. From the second up left diagonal, place 2 on top, so 1 and 2, and then do an up right diagonal, and there we go. Once we've done this up right diagonal, we're then going to place 2 on top, so 1 and 2. Now from the second one you place on top, we're then going to fly into the right by 1 to this black concrete right here, and we're then going to do an up right diagonal from here, and there we go. Once you've done this up right diagonal, we're then going to take out our snow quickly and do a little area right here, and with our snow, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, just like so. Once you've done that bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 4 to the right, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and once you place 4 to the right, place 1 on top, and then we're going to place 3 to the left, so 1, 2 and 3. And there we go, we're done with the snow right here. So take out our light blue terracotta again, fly back to the left, back to this one up right diagonal we did right here with the light blue terracotta, and where we did the bottom right diagonal where the snow from. And once you fly back to here, place another light blue terracotta on top of here, just like so. So as you can see, it looks like 2 sticking up right there. And flying back to that 2 in total, we're then going to do 3 up right diagonals from here. So 1, 2 and 3. And from this third up right diagonal, place 1 on top, and then we're going to do another up right diagonal, and then we're going to place 1 to the right, and from this one you place to the right here, we're going to do 2 up right diagonals, so 1 and 2, from the second up right diagonal, place 1 to the right, then do another up right diagonal, place another 1 to the right, and then do another up right diagonal, and from this up right diagonal we're going to place 4 to the right, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then once you place this 4 to the right, do a bottom right diagonal, and then finally but not least, place 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. So now for the explaining. So first thing first, before we mark out the other shade for our area here, we're going to take out our magenta concrete powder, and we're also going to take out our purple pillar, as we will need these 2 colours as well. And first thing first, we're just going to explain the magenta concrete powder, and inside the middle of the eye, so this circle right here, the very center circle, inside here is literally just going to be our magenta concrete powder inside here. So I'll just mark a bit at the bottom right here. So as you can see, magenta concrete powder is all inside the center of the eye, and then taking out our purple pillar is going to go next in the next center. So basically on top of and to the left and underneath, basically all the light blue terracotta is going to be our purple pillar. Obviously not in the very centerpiece right here, but it's also going to be in this outer ring, this ring right here. So basically these 2 rings is going to be our magenta, not our magenta, our purple pillar inside these 2 rings, and also this third one here, as you can see. So basically all in the next middle line. And before we start marking out our purple pillar, I just need to explain something about this block. With this block, there's a certain way you need to place this block. For all those that probably already know how to place this block, if you've already done a Sasuke build before, which uses this block, we have to place this purple pillar going up and down and not sideways. And I'll show you why. For example, this is what it looks like going up right here. And this is what happens if I place one sideways. And there you go. And as you can see, the texture is very different. So if I just place all the other blocks going up by this one going sideways, as you can see, the build looks really weird. And that's because of the way this block is textured. As you can see, it looks like a whole different pattern going sideways. So that's why you want to make sure with your purple pillar, don't rush it and just start placing blocks everywhere. Make sure you place it nicely going up and down. Because if you place it sideways, it's not going to look good at all, and the build's just going to look weird. Which is also another block that does that as well, which is the bone block, which I'll show that later on as well when we get to that part. But right now, once we have done this, we're going to mark out our purple pillar on all the outside, and basically, or potentially not the outside, the inside of the light blue terracotta. So we're just going to mark it on top, like right here. And again, make sure your purple pillar is facing upwards and not sideways. Which does mean you have to go a lot slower, but it doesn't really matter too much because you need to make sure the build looks as nice and good as possible. So again, just marking it out nice and slowly. You can go a bit faster when going up. As you can see though here, kind of onto the angle where we can't really place. If I place it sideways there, it goes to the side. So what you want to do is you just want to go underneath it and just go like that. And there you go, problem solved. Sometimes though, it's actually a lot more annoying. I actually have to use another block, essentially, to actually place it correctly. So what I mean by that is just get like a placement block and then place it on top of that. But in this case, we're not too bad. So there you go. So again, as you can see, purple pillar is all in the rest, basically in the second center. So just our magenta concrete powder is going in the very center. Then next after that, all to the until it hits the light blue terracotta, is all purple pillar blocks. And then after that, light blue terracotta is all on the very outside. So then, once we have done this, we're going to move on to the final section, which is shading in the face, which is actually not a lot of sectors to shade. Pretty much mostly everything is white terracotta, but we just do have a small few areas with bone block to shade in. So first thing first, to start off with our first area, with our white terracotta and bone block, we're going to take out our white terracotta, as we cannot shade it with the bone block, obviously because it only got to go up and down, which again I'll show that later. But taking out our white terracotta, we're going to fly to the left hand side of the build, and we're going to fly to this one squiggly black concrete line right here, as you can see. So just this one right here, and we're going to fly to the very left of the squiggly line, so this very bottom two right here, and we're going to fly all the way to that two, and we want to fly to the left of the two, so to this point right here, as you can see. And once you've flown to the left of this two, we're going to place one white terracotta going to the left of the two, and there you go. Once you've done this, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. From this bottom left diagonal, place two to the left, so 1, 2, just like so. Once you place this two to the left, do another bottom left diagonal. This time we're going to place 3 to the left, so 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal, and we're going to place another 3 to the left, so 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal, and this time for this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 10 going to the left from here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And once you place 10 to the left, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2. And from the second bottom left diagonal, place 3 underneath. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. As you can see, the node, if you're going correctly right here, it should connect down to the black concrete. And as you can see, it is kind of one to the left out of line of this black concrete line, connecting up here from Sakura, as you can see. So like one to the left of it. If it does, that means we've done everything correctly so far on the left hand side. But we now need to go to the right hand side. So we're going to fly back up to the squiggly line. So all the way back to this line right here. And we're still going to be going on the left hand side though, over here. And this time we're going to be flying to the second two, so this two right here. And we're going to fly to the right of the two, so to this point right here. And with a white terracotta, we're going to place one going to the right from this two. And there you go. Once you place that one to the right, we're then going to place 2 going underneath. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've done this, we're going to do 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there we go. And the second bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath, just like so. Then do another bottom left diagonal, place another one underneath, just like so. And then do another bottom left diagonal, and place another one underneath. And then finally but not least, do another bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once we've done this, it's then time for the explaining with our bone block. So once again, as I was saying earlier, it's pretty much exactly going to be the same as purple pillar. You want to make sure your bone block is going up and down, and I'll show you an example right here. So kind of starting on the left hand side right here, you want to make sure you're placing your bone block going up, just like so. So it should be looking like that pattern right there. And once again, you don't want to make sure you're placing it to the right or left, because that is wrong. Because if you do this, I'll show you an example again. Place one to the right there, and place it all up above it. If you zoom out, there you go. As you can see, it's looking weird right there, and that's because of the texture. Exactly the same as the purple pillar. It's got those side textures that going up kind of on the side of the block, which makes it look different when you place it going right or left or up and down. So make sure you're placing your bone blocks going up and down, because that is the correct way and the nicest way to make it look as good as possible. So make sure if you've got any side pieces, make sure they're looking up and down, just like so. And again, it does mean you do have to go a bit slower when placing these, but don't worry, because it makes your build look a lot better. So then, we're just going to mark all in underneath here, pretty much. So essentially, really, how to go fast as possible. If you kind of like start on top like that, or start underneath it, you can place a lot. But if it's kind of only like a small section right there, you just want to single tap your L2 or mouse button nice and quickly going along. But if you place a bit too quickly, like if I go like this, going along, as you can see it starts to go sideways. So that's why you only single tap once. But there you go. Once we have done this, we're then going to move over to the next section for shading with our white terracotta and bone block. For that next section, we're going to fly over to the right over to here, to this big line that's going up right here. So once again, as you can see, we've got a big line going up right here of black concrete. And we're going to fly all the way down to the very bottom left corner, right hand side of the line. So in that very bottom left corner right there, taking out our white terracotta, we're just going to place one in this very bottom left corner. And then once done this, we're going to place 10 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And there you go. Once you've placed another 10 white terracotta going up right there, which makes it 11 in total, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here, just like so. When it's upright diagonal, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, just like so. And on this bottom right diagonal, place one underneath, then do another bottom right diagonal, place another one underneath, just like so, and then do another bottom right diagonal, place another one underneath, just like so, and then do another bottom right diagonal, place another one underneath, then this time do two bottom right diagonals from here, so 1 and 2, and on the second bottom right diagonal, place one going underneath, just like so, and there we go. Once you've done that, we're going to take out our bone block, and bone block is going to go inside the center of here. Once again, make sure your bone block is going up and down. And by the way, it's always going to be going up and down, it never goes sideways. I don't think I've ever done any block go sideways, because they never look that good doing it that way. And there you go, as you can see, should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, we're then going to move over to the right, and we've got this very, very small section underneath the hair right here. So this 3 line and this 1 line right here. And bone block is literally just going to go all inside here. So once again, make sure your bone block's up and down, just like so. And there you go. Once you've done this, we're then going to move over to the right into this section right here. So inside here, we've got a bit more bone block to mark out. And we're going to fly all the way to the bottom right corner to this 3 line of hair strip right here. And then this very bottom right corner, we're just going to place one bone block down in that bottom right corner, just like so. Once we've done this, we're then going to take out our white terracotta and place one white terracotta on top of the bone block, just like so. Once we've done this, we're going to place one to the left from here, and then we're going to do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there you go. When it's 4th up left diagonal, place one to the left, and finally but not least, do an up left diagonal, and there you go. That's that section done right there. So taking out our bone block, we're now going to mark bone block underneath the white terracotta. So there you go, as you can see, bone block's going all to the left now, and our white terracotta's going all up and to the right. Also forgot to mention, but white terracotta is going up all and to the right and literally in every other section now over to the left over here. So inside there, up and there, up and there, up and there, underneath here, above there as well. Literally white terracotta is pretty much mostly everywhere now, but we still got some more sections to the right to shade. So flying back over to the right hand side over to this side over here, we got 2 more sections I believe. Yeah, we got 2 more sections now to do. And to start us off on the very bottom section down here, we're going to be flying all the way down to the very bottom right corner of the build. So to the left of the big hair strip right here in the bottom right corner, we're going to take out our white terracotta, and we're going to place 3 going to the left from this very bottom right corner. So 1, 2, and 3, just like so. Once you place this 3 to the left, we're then going to place 2 going up from here. So 1 and 2, and there you go. Once you place 2 going up from here, do an upright diagonal, just like so. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 6 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there you go. Once you place 6 going up, do an up left diagonal. Then place 1 to the left, just like so. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And this time place 2 to the left. So 1 and 2. And then do another bottom left diagonal. And then this time from this bottom left diagonal, place 3 to the left. So 1, 2, and 3. And then do another bottom left diagonal, And this time for this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 11 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And there you go. Once you place 11 going to the left from here, do a bottom left diagonal, just like so. On this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to do 5 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And on this 5th bottom right diagonal, place 1 to the right, and then do a bottom right diagonal, and there we go. Once you've done this, taking out our bone block, once again going inside the center of here. So we're just going to mark out on top and underneath. And there we go. I gotta say, I do love the tune of placing bone block down. Probably one of my favourite blocks to place down, just because, I don't know, it's kind of a satisfying sound to place down. But there we go. So now we got one more final section to shade out and mark out. I don't really need to explain all the other gaps. As I said, white terracotta is going to be all in the rest of the other facial areas, which you kind of know what I mean. And also, you will get to see mine filled in as well, so you understand what I mean later on as well. But once we have done this for our final section, as you can see, we're going to move to the top right here, above the very big part of the eyebrow on the right hand side here. And for the area that we're going to start off with, we're going to fly to the very top left corner right here. Taking out our white terracotta, fly to the very top left corner of this, to the right of this hair strip right here. And once you've flown here, with our white terracotta, we're going to place 3 going to the right from this very top left corner. So 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Once we've done this, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here with our white terracotta, just like so. And then once in this bottom left diagonal, we're going to fly back up in an upright diagonal direction to this 3rd one sticking out to the right here. And we're going to take out our bone block, and we're going to place 4 bone blocks going to the right from here. But just make sure you're placing your bone blocks going underneath. So like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. So place 4 bone blocks going to the right, but make sure you're placing it going underneath the black concrete and not literally just to the right. So like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, make sure it's going underneath, not like that right there. And again, how to tell if you place it underneath? Well, 1, you just place it underneath, and 2, you can tell because the textures are going up like so on the left and right side of it. And again, once you have placed your 4 bone blocks going to the right, take out your white terracotta, then place 1 to the right of the 4 bone blocks, and there you go. Once you've done this, place 1 going underneath, then do a bottom right diagonal, and then place another one underneath, and then do another bottom right diagonal, then place another one underneath, and then do another bottom right diagonal. This time place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2, then do another bottom right diagonal, place 1 underneath, then do another bottom right diagonal, and then finally but not least, place 1 underneath. And then once we've done this, we're going to fly over to the left hand side to do our final line, flying to this 1 white terracotta where we did a bottom left diagonal from. So to that one stick underneath right here. And we're going to place another 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal. And then we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal. And this time we're going to place 4 underneath. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then another bottom left diagonal, and finally but not least, place 2 going underneath from here. So 1 and 2, and there we go. So once we have done this, we're going to take out our bone block, and bone block is going to go all inside the center of this area right here of our white terracotta. So bone block's going to go to the left and right. So let's mark this out, and this is the final area, so this is the last thing we got to do. Oh, and there we go. There is everything now marked out. So I'll just explain it one more time. We don't really need to go mark a bit in these areas, but everything else is now going to be white terracotta for any other shaded area in the face. So over to the right there, that section, all white terracotta. In there, all white terracotta. In there, all white terracotta. Also, I forgot to actually show one thing. There is one more area that I forgot to mark out for the eye, and all the way over to the right over here, this one gap in the upper right corner, that is light blue terracotta, which I actually didn't forget to mark it out. It is just part of here, but just for those that do get confused, this one upper right corner is light blue terracotta, so just for those that are wondering. But you can't tell it's part of the eye because this part goes along here, but again, just for those that are wondering, it is just light blue terracotta. But there you go. But yes, white terracotta inside here, in there, right there, as you can see, going down here, all up in there as well, down to there, that 2 there, all on the outside, as you can see here, going up there as well. Our bone blocks inside there, white terracotta to the left and right there, white terracotta all above, going up there. Our bone blocks all in there, bottom left corner bone block underneath there. Our white terracottas going all up in the rest of here, up in here, up in here, up and down there, and up and down there as well. All the way on the outside here, as you can see, it's also going up in this section up here, and that section there. And there you go. So then, it's time to fill everything in. So first thing first, we're going to fly all the way to the very left hand side right here. Once again, I'm going to give you 2 options. If you want to pause the video right now and fill everything in for yourself, see the end result for yourself, then you can pause the video right now. For those that want a reference to make sure you don't go wrong, then you can pause the video right now. And there we go. So as you can see, we filled in all the black concrete powder to the left right here in this first hair strip. You can also see we filled all black concrete powder in this hair strip here as well, and all black concrete powder in the other hair strip here. And then moving on to the big sector, as I said before, if you haven't done this yet, make sure to pause the video and fill in the black concrete powder first, then fill in the grey concrete. Also, you can pause the video at any point in time during me viewing this, so you can do those areas that you need to do. Now, again, back onto what I was saying, do the black concrete powder first before you do the grey concrete, and as you can see, we have done that right there and everything is correct. Moving over to the right as well, as you can see, all grey concrete filled on the right. We already did all our black concrete powder to the left earlier on. And then moving to the right again, we've now filled in all the grey concrete to the right, and we already did the black concrete powder to the left as well. And over here, as you can see, we've also filled in all the grey concrete in here. Then we're kind of moving over, as you can see, as we're already here, we filled in all the bone blocks in those areas that was meant to be filled in, and it's all going up, just like so, which means you've done it correctly. And again, make sure you do not fill in your bone block sideways, and the same with the Rinnegan eye as well. Make sure your purple pillar is going up and down, just like so, and not sideways. And you can also see we filled in all the magenta concrete powder in the middle, and all the light blue terracotta on the rest of the outside. And then moving over to the left, so you can see the other eye, and the rest of the bone block areas. Again, as you can see, all the bone block is filled in those areas. White terracotta has been filled in all the other outside areas on both sides. And in that left eye, as you can see, we filled in all the rest of the snow and the white concrete on the outside. And there you go, that's everything done right there. So, not a lot to do compared to Sakura, all a lot more easier and a lot more simpler, but definitely looks awesome. And we're now just going to zoom out. And there you go, there is Sasuke complete right there, which is gotta say, for some reason, this is by far the best Sasuke that I've done out of all the Sasukes I've done. But looking really cool, and then we're just going to zoom out as well so you can see Sakura with Sasuke. And there you go, so there's half of it complete. Well, technically we actually are more done than half, because technically we are over like, what, 19 parts now, 18 parts or so? So, yeah, we're a lot closer, more than halfway done, but in terms of video parts, but overall we are done pretty much halfway. But without further ado, in the next part we will be doing Naruto, and after that we'll be doing Cascade, depending on how long Naruto takes, that is. But without further ado, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to go and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, or if you find yourself coming back often, make sure to go and subscribe, and without further ado, I will see you in the next one. So peace out, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.